This is Friday the 26th of June 2020. I'm going to make a new movie now. Very shortly I'll be making my last movie, my last home movie. I've only another few days before I get back to the stud. So I'm going back to the stud next week, as you know. So I'll be making an official video to make the full announcement today. I'll be making the official announcement today. Some stage today, make an official announcement of the rescheduled date of the return to the stud today. Some stage this afternoon. So I'm going to put the kettle on and let's have a cup of tea and we'll with you. Rather than leave to the bed, still can't out. He was awake for a short time this morning. He dozed off again to sleep. I had a little cuddle with him in bed. It was nice. He went back to sleep again. I was hoping he'd get up with me and have a little cuddle, but they said, no, I'm not going in with you. He was very stern about it, but then they went back to sleep. So then I got up around before 8 o'clock and then I went inside and got up and did my normal got myself a cup of tea and watched my videos, and so now I'm being with you now, so I'll make a new video. So I'll put the radio on now, so as you know I'm listening to the radio, I'm not listening to CDs at the moment. So I'm just FM on the 4. It used to be in my station I used to listen to years ago. It's been changing its name so many times now. It used to be Capital 104.4 and then I went to Rock 104, now it's FM 104. So what is my phone? This my phone going up. Excuse me. Oh, it's a tweet. Get more tweets than anything else. Yeah, it's a like. For one of my tweets, I sent a tweet and it's a like. Somebody sent a like to me. Somebody seemed to like one of the tweets I sent to Randy Collier, the soul horses. He sent me a video footage of 3 of the horses that were saved, that he had saved. They're all happy and settled. They're all galloping around the field in their new home. 3 of the horses that were saved, they were all galloping around and he was so happy and contented. And I was saying, I sent this text to them. I said, they look so happy and settled in their new home. Congratulations, you did a fantastic job saving these horses. And I got a tweet back, got a like from somebody saying that they liked my tweet, they like this tweet. Somebody liked this tweet that I sent. So I get a fair few likes from the tweets I sent to different people. So people seem to like my tweets I send. So it was actually very nice, and people appreciate what I send. You know, it's nice to get appreciated for a lot of the tweets I send. So I seem to get more tweets than messages than texts. And by the way, talk about the stud. They're restarting the tours again next Monday. The tours have been resumed from next Monday, which I was actually quite surprised about. They first announced it yesterday. They announced it for the first time yesterday. And they've been rescheduled for next Monday. That's starting from next Monday, the tours. I was actually surprised because of the coronavirus. You know, because the tours, there'd be a lot of people. I thought there would be overcrowding. You know, that people, people get squashed, crunched up to, they probably get crunched up against each other. And see, because I'd be worried because of the social distancing. The two meters, so wherever it is, the 2 meters away from people. You have to stay two meters away from people. and I'd be worried about social distancing, you see, because of the tours. There'd be a lot of crowds, a lot of people. You see, there'd be a lot of people in tours, and I'd be afraid that people would get squashed against each other. And because of the social distancing, apparently it's been resumed from next Monday, scheduled for next Monday. So it's actually surprised. And according to Liam, the restaurants have are reopening from next week. So I'm not too sure what the story is with the stud, because at the moment the food is takeaway. They're actually still takeaway foods at the restaurant and the stud. So I'm not too sure what's going to be like when you get back. Will they be still the same when you get back? Will it still be takeaway when you get back? I'm not too sure. At the moment it's still takeaway. And according to the staff, it'll be takeaway when we get back. So I don't know what else has been changed since then, because apparently, according to Liam, the restaurants are open nationwide for next week. And nationwide probably includes the stud, so I'm not too sure. So I must find out about that, what the story is, and what the story is with the restaurant. And the Irish Racehorse Experience Centre, whether that's going to be opened the next week. I'm not too sure, because that was supposed to be opened in April. That's supposed to be open in April. That's supposed to be open in April. And the Irish Racehorse Experience Centre, that's supposed to open in April, but was put back because of the coronavirus. So I'm so looking forward to the opening of that. So I was actually looking forward to looking around it and seeing what it was like and everything else, seeing all the exhibits and how all the race world works, at different stages. Of the horse's life, from birth right up to the racing, through the racing career right up to the breeding process and all that kind of stuff, and all the different stages of a horse's life. It's very interesting. And seeing a kind of a fake golf ring, with all the horse sales, and you could pretend to bet on it, and you could pretend to bet on a horse. They have a fake betting, you could pretend that you're betting on a horse, and they give you fake money, and you could pick your own horse and stuff like that as well. So it's kind of, you can imagine that you're at a sales, you could bet that you're at the races, so you could bet for a horse, and they give you fake money, you could pick your own horse, whatever horse you want. You can imagine that you're at the horse sales as well, and you can auction for a horse. You can buy a horse, and you wanted to buy a horse, and it wouldn't be fake money, it wouldn't be real money. It kind of, you can imagine that you're at the races or the horse sales. You could actually, that actually is, if you're imagining that you're actually the horse sales or the sales, the horse sales or the races, all the kind of stuff. You can imagine that you're over. You're in horse heaven, let's say. You're in horse heaven, so if you're horse crazy, if you're horse mad, that's the place for you. That's the place to go. So I'm just looking forward to showing your mum around it. So I'm showing your mum the arena at the museum, but unfortunately, I'm not too sure will it be open next week. So she's come to stud with us on Monday, on the first day back, since it's reopening. So since we're able to go back, because this is the first day we'll be able to go back. You see, due to the kilometres going up higher, since we were able to go further outside Dublin, since the kilometres went up higher to 20 kilometres. So there's only 5 kilometres first, which meant you couldn't go outside Dublin. And then went up to 20 kilometres, which meant you can go outside Dublin, travel outside Dublin. So this was the first time we were able to go outside Dublin. It's the end of the month. So it's the first time we were able to go outside Dublin. It's this week. So I didn't think, I was expecting to have to wait till July before I came back to the store. Apparently I can get back this week. So it's relieved. So it's actually relieved. It's just over 3 months now since she's been at the stud. So and it's just over 3 months since Wardpad passed away. As well. I showed you tribute poster yesterday. But I'm not too sure whether Liam was zoomed in when he was showing the display. I was looking back at the video yesterday when I was showing you the display in the wall. It looked as if he was zoomed in. It looked very close. It looked actually very close when he was showing the display yesterday, because I'm standing here and it doesn't look that close. It doesn't look too close to me when I'm standing here, because when I looked at the video back, it looked very close to the screen. It looked very close to the screen when I was looking back at the video. And I'm looking back at the video, well, I'm standing exactly the same position where he is, and I can see both notice boards, both of them at the same time. Because on the video, I can only see one of them at a time. You had to put the camera up to get both of the notice boards, and I can see both of them at the same time. So you had the camera zoomed in. It was actually zoomed in. It wasn't actually, you hadn't the camera zoomed out at all. It was actually zoomed in. It was very, very close, because I can see both notice boards, and I'm standing in the exact same position where he was. Exactly the same position where he was. And I can see both notice boards, you know. And when he had the camera, when he was showing, when he was filming me here, the exact spot, I was only able to see only one of the notice boards in the picture. I was very, very close. I was very, very close to the picture, very close to the screen, very close in the film. Very, very close, and only the tip of the top one, only the tip of the top notice board, just the tip of it, the bottom part, just the bottom part. And you had to put the camera up to get the whole of the top notice board, and the breast was very close, and the shelving was very close, and he was only getting my shoulder in the picture. He was only getting my shoulder in the picture, so it looked very, very close. So the camera was definitely zoomed in. It wasn't zoomed out at all. It was zoomed in because it presses further back. From here, it's standing exactly where it is, and presses further back. You know, it's a lot further back. Because when I was watching the film, this was actually here. This was actually here in the film. I was actually standing. It looked like if I was standing very close to the notice board. It looked as if I was standing here, other than back here. Other than, you know. It looked like I was standing very, very close. I was standing, you know, as if I was actually near the wall. you know, if he was standing very, very far back, he was actually standing at this spot, and he should have got a lot more than my shoulder. Should have got a lot more than my shoulder. You know, he should have got at least half of my arm. At least half of my arm, and he should have got at least two of the notice boards in the film. He should have at least got two of the notice boards. I only got one of the notice boards, the bottom one, and the tip of the bottom, the tip of the top one. I only got the whole of the bottom one and the tip of the top one. I only got the whole of this notice board and the tip of the top, this part here. So you had to put the camera up to get both of the notice boards. You had to go up and down, get both of the notice boards in the film. And the press was very close. This press was very close to the picture. So when he's standing exactly here, exactly the spot, the exact spot where I am. You know, and I'm standing here, the exact same spot, and I'm getting the whole lot. I'm getting the whole of it. But I get both notice boards. I get both of them at the same time. You know, it's the press notice boards a lot further back. A lot further back. You know, a lot further back. Like when I was watching the film, they're a lot closer. Literally here in the film. You see it here, this one, in the film. The camera was definitely zoomed in. It's definitely zoomed in. You know, you should have been able to see both notice boards in the film. Where he was standing. So it was definitely zoomed in. It might have been zoomed in when he was filming me over by the tribute post, but he must have pressed the zoom button by accident when he was walking up towards the display up here, up to the notice boards. When he's walking towards the display, he must have pressed the zoom thing by accident when he's walking up towards him, when he's filming me with the display. But it was very, very, it was probably very close to finding. Yeah, it's definitely zoomed in. Definitely zoomed in. So I can see both of those boards at the same time as I'm standing here. Both of them at the same time. I can see the shelving as well. I couldn't even see the shelving in the picture. I couldn't see the shelving. I can only see this part here. I couldn't see the whole of the shelving. I couldn't see anything at all. I couldn't see the bins. You know. And the those boards and the shelving, and they aren't that far away. They aren't that close. Like I'm not that close to them. Like, you know. I'm not that close to the nose board. I know, like there's a good bit of space. There's plenty of space from the nose board to the hob and the sink here. There's plenty of space, plenty of room to get the whole display, the whole two nose boards at the same time. There's plenty of space to get both of them in the picture at the same time. You didn't need to put the camera up and down to get the two of them in the picture. There's plenty of space to get both of them in the picture. Plenty of space, plenty of room to get a whole lot in the picture. You didn't need to put the camera up and down to get the two of them at the same time. Plenty of space. The camera was definitely zoomed in. He totally denied it, said it wasn't. It definitely was zoomed in. Yeah, it was definitely zoomed in. And apologies yesterday also about the error in the film, the filming yesterday. I don't know what happened during the filming. We lost a half an hour. Lost a half an hour of footage or something. Half of an hour of the film it didn't transmit. We lost half an hour of film yesterday. It didn't transmit. It didn't work. There was some error in the camera or something. The camera went off during the filming yesterday, so I lost half an hour of footage yesterday. So apologies about the technical problems yesterday with the film. Apologies about that, folks. The last film before that was at 10 to 5. I was talking about the display. I was talking about something at what it was, and that was at 10 to 5, and then the camera went off, and then the next film we saw, the clock was at 20 past 5. 20 past 5, exactly half an hour after that after the previous film. So we lost a half an hour. We lost about 20 minutes of film. So apologies about that mishap. So we lost a half an hour of footage. So something happened with the film. Some error came up on the screen in our camcorder. Our error came on. I don't understand why. Because I had the charger in the camera. I had the charger in, and I was keep the charger in. I'm filming. So we need to keep the charger in. It means that they can film. It can film continuously, which means it's charging at the same time as you're filming. So they can film continuously on and on. It can film for hours and hours without the battery running out. I don't understand why it ran out, because the battery wouldn't run out, and I didn't even have the camera on that long. So apologies about that. Apologies for that mishap yesterday, and for the technical error and the mess up of the film yesterday. Apologies. So anyway, hopefully it won't happen again today. So anyway, enough of errors and mishaps and stuff like that. Hopefully it won't happen again, and hopefully we can. Hopefully things will run smoothly from now. I think that's the second time that's happened. It happened before a while back. Anyway, so he was just coming in with I missed him coming in with my Valdara print. This missed him coming in the door. He was not shortly after I was talking about it, or whatever it was. Not shortly after I was talking about it. It was just attentive. Not that long after I was talking to you about the. I think it was I was talking about the hooks. I was trying to explain to you about the hooks, and they're difficult to get off. They had to peel back the back of them to get them up on the wall. They're kind of sticky sheeting, and you have to pull the thing at the back. There's a thing at the back you have to pull off to get them on the wall. Is what I was trying to say. They have it's a kind of a sticky on hooks. There's a thing you pull at the back, and you stick it on the wall. So I was trying to explain to you about the hooks. And not long after that, Liam was coming in with my print, with my print for the Baldara thing, you know, the text thing from my Baldara, you know, it was about for the photographs of me and Baldara with a phone, it's a kind of a thing, you know, like it's a kind of text about the photographs, you know, it's explaining about the photographs and what was in the photographs that we had taken, and me and Baldara at the Kildare Yard, was 2 photographs of me and Baldara at the Kildare Yard with a phone, and it was a kind of a print, with was a kind of a text thing that was in a frame, text message, text kind of a text message, or kind of a headline explaining what was in the photographs. So me and Baldara and their photo from Zoo Stars, me and my very best friend, with our photo by Zoo Star, and the date, the March the 7th, 2020. So Mercer still was in the day out. So he was collecting that from the frame shop. And that's the second one he had to get, because the first one didn't work out properly. So we collected that, and we missed him coming in with the print. So that's when the video got off. So he missed a half an hour of film. So he missed him just coming in the door, with the messages and the print and stuff like that. So we missed half an hour footage. So apologies about the technical situation there, about the problems with the camera. But hopefully it won't happen again, and hopefully things will run smoothly from now on. So I'll put the radio on for you.